In the vast canvas of Sanatan Dharma, the universe operates on 4 key principles that act like the moral foundation of existence. Tapas or austerity, Shauch or purity, Daya or compassion, and Satya or truthfulness. Picture these as the 4 legs of a sturdy table holding up the moral order of the world. But here's the catch. With each passing age or yug, this sturdy table gets a bit wobbly, losing one leg at a time. By the time we reach the present age or Kali Yuga, it's like a table trying to stand only on one leg, wobbling precariously and ready to tip over at any moment. Now, let's take a stroll through the ages, or as Sanatan philosophy calls them, the Yugas, and see how these 4 pillars fare. The Satyug, the age when the universe was in its prime. Back then, all 4 pillars of Dharma were firmly planted and humanity lived in harmony with the divine. People practiced tapas like it was a daily workout routine. Shauch was as effortless as breathing, and everyone radiated inner and outer cleanliness. Daya was second nature. Even stepping on an ant was a moral crisis. And Satya, forget about lying. It was the age when no one even thought about bending the truth. People were living like saints, and life was basically one giant moral utopia. Enter the Treta Yuga. We've lost our first pillar, Satya or truthfulness. Think of it like this. People still love their virtues intact, but they've started to learn the art of white lies. Sure, everyone's still fasting and meditating with tapas, and Shauch is still strong enough to keep things clean. Compassion still flows freely because Daya is holding steady, but Satya is starting to slip. Maybe some folks are telling their first fibs. I totally meditated for 3 hours today, when really they napped half the time. This is also the age of Lord Ram, so morality still plays a starring role in most people's lives, but cracks are beginning to show. By the time we get to the Dwapar Yuga, the decline of Dharma is impossible to ignore. Tapas has now fallen off the table. People are still clean, thanks Shauch, and kind-hearted. Bless Daya. But the age of intense austerity is over. No more long fasts or hermit life. People are getting a little too comfortable with indulgence, and their Satya levels are hitting new lows. Lies? They're getting better at it. And now the occasional embellishment isn't so rare. It's also the era of Lord Krishna. And let's just say that even Krishna himself wasn't above bending the truth when it came to clever strategies in the Mahabharata. But hey, we still have 2 pillars of Dharma left, right? Welcome to Kali Yuga, folks, also known as now. We've officially reached the age where Dharma is balancing on just one pillar, Daya or compassion. The other 3 pillars? They're long gone. Tapas is something you hear about in stories. Shauch is a mixed bag. Physical cleanliness exists, but mental purity? It's debatable. As for Satya, well, truthfulness has been on vacation for a while now, and lying is pretty much a survival skill at this point. In Kali Yuga, compassion is our last moral stronghold. If you've ever felt an ounce of empathy for someone else, you're basically holding up the last pillar of Dharma. This is the age of adharma or unrighteousness, where people are more likely to chase after material pleasures, shortcuts, and quick fixes than to reflect on deeper truths. And yet, despite all this chaos, there remains the flickering light of hope in the stormy sea of Kali Yuga. This whole story of the gradual decline of Dharma across the yugs is documented in various Sanatan scriptures. The Srimad Bhagavad Puran famously talks about the bull representing Dharma standing on just one leg in Kali Yuga. The Vishnu Puran gives a similar rundown of how moral order crumbles over time, while the Mahabharata, particularly the Shanti Parv, delves into the philosophical aspects of Dharma's fading strength. Even the Manusmriti touches on this theme, reminding us how righteousness has taken quite the tumble from Satyug to Kali Yuga. So here we are in Kali Yuga, trying to make the best of a one-legged situation. It's like sitting at a really wobbly table, hoping it doesn't collapse under the weight of everything. But as long as we hold on to Daya or compassion, there's hope that the cosmic table of Dharma won't tip over entirely, at least not yet. In the meantime, if you ever feel a wave of empathy or kindness, give yourself a pat on the back. You're doing the heavy lifting for Dharma in final age.